Okay. So that was all the questions for the previous group. Cool. Then we're ready for the next one. It's recorded.
Great. We were team CM48, and we were looking at how might we enable new exporters to identify and mitigate risk. So we identified 3 top challenges or problems that people were facing around risk and risk management. So looking at unexpected events and kind of, I guess, more of a system error. So from an organisational perspective, people making errors further up the food chain within the organisation that then ultimately creates a lot of pain in exporting when the products or services actually get to market. People don't necessarily understand risk. It's not necessarily something that they will have learned. I guess risk is also quite personal. So somebody perceives as quite low risk might actually be quite high risk. So how do we actually depersonalise that? So we wanted to create a solution that solved all of those challenges. Our solution was essentially an export savvy add-on. So rather than export savvy, which is the new UKTI tool, just being a selection of videos and useful advice, and actually we start building out that tool so there's a bit more depth to it. So we actually create a range, and we called it so essentially we're kind of creating a risk package, so a lot more information around risk. So there's lots that we could include, from kind of ITA support, how to do risk management, so ITA is supporting clients on that. Country risk profile, so which country am I looking at? Okay, what are the risks there? Training videos. From a minimum viable product perspective, we felt that actually there's a lot of knowledge and information around UKTI and all the companies that have done export before. Could we create a downloadable PDF or Excel spreadsheet that was actually pre-populated with all of the typical risks? Okay, we might not get all of them, but what are the key risks within export that actually are predictable? And therefore it begins to provide a best practice risk management process for clients who might not have been through this before. The other thing that we were discussing was actually you might have been through a risk management process before on for one market, but actually you're always a new exporter whenever you launch in a new market. Actually, there's new things to be discovered. So that was kind of the basic proposition. In terms of other elements, from a revenue stream perspective, will it cost UKTI any money? We were thinking about partnerships with insurance companies, currency bureaus, potentially international credit check companies. So there might be ways of actually funding this. The MVP wouldn't actually cost huge amounts of money. The other thing we were looking at was potentially people engaging around risk management, was to create something around hashtag export fail. We wouldn't want to shout about it too much given the push to get people exporting, but actually making export seem a bit tricky, a bit difficult, might actually appeal to people going, I could do that. They've made such a stupid mistake, we wouldn't make that kind of mistake, and actually engaging a different kind of thought process around that. In terms of unfair advantage, I guess there's literally hundreds, thousands of people, there's so much knowledge within UKTI and the companies that have exported. It would be good to be sharing some of that in quite a practical tool, so to help companies reduce those. Crap, I should have thought of that moment. Yeah, minimal cost, and especially with use of partnerships. The other thing we thought was that because there's online risk management software, you could create a partnership with the risk management software tool and actually pre-populate that with some of the all of the knowledge that you've collected, so that they might be able to sign you up for a 6-month free trial. You might end up using the software. So,
thank you. Any questions or comments for CM48?
You mentioned about sort of country risks being evaluated. What about market risks?
Yeah, I mean, I guess kind of that was, so we were starting with an MVP, but actually almost kind of creating a risk package of where there's risk, that actually you could then start building that into Export Savvy. So rather than Export Savvy just being quite a simple tool, it becomes a bit more sophisticated. So it becomes a portal into other areas of things, so market risk, for example, payment risk. And then if it's an online tool rather than a PDF, or even if it's a PDF, you could actually link directly to where you can get that support from, and helpful hints, tips.
I think the aim is for each company to create its own risk management package. So, you know, if a company is sending people out to a foreign territory, what's it doing to make sure those people are safe and okay? Perhaps if they're shipping goods, have they sorted through insurance? Have they sorted through things like checking the consignment is actually correct before it is loaded into the container? You know, each package is going to be individual, and then working out, you know, an impact plan. If that risk hits, what is the impact on the company? And then doing a mitigation plan to say, okay, so what can we do to make that risk as small as possible?
So we're essentially trying to take best practice risk management and actually make it accessible for companies that haven't necessarily even thought about risk. I mean, there are companies out there that are exporting and they haven't had any major disasters, but that's possibly not because they've deliberately thought about minimising their risk. Maybe they've just been lucky at the moment. So.
Okay, thank you. Which team wants to go next?